Tonight, a former NBA referee accused of betting on his own games and working for the mob fears for his life. Tim Donaghy called police to his Florida home Sunday after receiving what he said were two life-threatening phone calls. The New York Post reports today, quote, his family is even urging him to enter the federal witness protection program because they think he'll be killed for ratting on the mob. Donaghy plans to surrender to authorities later this week and cooperate with the FBI, possibly giving up the names of other refs or NBA players if there were any other involved in any kind of gambling ring. The NBA, for its part, is in full damage control mode tonight. League Commissioner David Stern plans to hold a press conference tomorrow morning. My take. This could quickly move from a small investigation into a rogue ref into the downfall of the National Basketball Association, maybe beyond. This is the worst sort of allegation. That one of the arbiters, the judges, the individuals with the power to decide right from wrong may have been corrupted by money and the mob. Sure, throughout history, there have been documented cases of players, even teams, accused of playing or not playing for an illegal payoff. From the 1919 White Sox to the 1951 college hoops point-shaving scandal to the '85 Tulane basketball team. But this is different and potentially far more damaging. If it turns out a fix was in, and that more than just this ref was involved, and that they were actually making decisions to achieve a particular outcome for money, then the current NBA could land a place in history and ignominy alongside the quiz show 21 as one of the most compelling yet corrupted games in American history. Joining me now is Michael Franzese. He's a former mobster with the New York Colombo crime family. He now counsels NBA and Major League Baseball rookies, warning them about the dangers of gambling. Professional sports handicapper Brandon Lang, and still with us is former prosecutor, MSNBC senior legal analyst Susan Filan. Thanks to all of you for coming on the program. Appreciate it. All right, Michael, look, I know you can't know specifically about this case, but with your time in the mob, did they try and infiltrate pro sports?
Well, sure. I mean, guys in the mob, you know, we live to gamble, and we're in the business of gambling. And, of course, if you can get around a sports figure or somebody associated with the game, I mean, you know, you'd love to have that situation, no doubt.
Now, the allegation, Michael, is that they knew he was a gambler, he may have owed some money, et cetera, and then they started making demands on him for information. Again, is that the way the mob would work in a case like this?
That's the way it would go down. If he was into a bookmaker and he had no other way to pay the money back, I mean, they would demand that he paid it back somehow, and I'm sure either the offer was made or the suggestion was made that he'd do it in a game.
With the knowledge that he may be talking now, do you think his life is in danger?
Well, I think he's got to be concerned, obviously. The more high-profile the case becomes, I think the less he would have to worry because, you know, people are looking at him, and guys certainly don't want to do those things and get in trouble for it. But I would say he has to be concerned, yes.
And why do you think that they would go after a ref as opposed to a player?
Well, I mean, a ref, especially in basketball, certainly, you know, has the power to influence the outcome of a game. And I don't think they went after him, so to speak. You know, there's a fallacy out there that maybe mob guys go looking for this situation. It seems to me that he was gambling with a bookmaker, probably wasn't gambling in Vegas where people would notice him. He was gambling with a bookmaker, got in deep. Bookmakers have contacts and connections with people in organized crime. Most of them are controlled by mob guys. And his name got out, and they went to him and said, hey, this is the deal. You're going to pay us or else.
Were you ever in the position of going and threatening someone in that kind of situation?
Well, look, I mean, I got to be honest. I was heavy into gambling, and that's one of the reasons why the league selected me, because I've had that experience. I had a number of bookmakers that worked with me. We had a number of people in sports betting with us. And, yeah, if they didn't pay, you know, they were forced to compromise a game or to, you know, to do something else. They had to go get the money somehow. And
were you yourself involved in those kind of threats?
I was, yes.
Brandon, what do you make of this about going after a ref as opposed to a player?
Well, it's funny. I was on national TV a year and a half ago when I was asked if players would fix games in this day and age, and I said you can't because the marquee players make millions of dollars. It's not in their interest. And I said point blank, it wouldn't surprise me the next couple of years if we saw an NBA or college official be in this position. I agree with Mike from the standpoint that he probably got in deep with a bookmaker, and his only way out was to, of course, shave points or fix games to save his butt. The amazing thing to me is that his colleagues didn't know. There's a game in question February February 26th, the Knicks were at home against the Miami Heat. They were a 4.5-point favorite, meaning the Knicks had to win that game by 5. In that contest, there was a foul called with 8 seconds to go that put the Knicks at the line, 2 free throws. They won the game by 6. In that game, the Knicks shot 39 free throws to the Miami Heat's 8 free throws. 31 free throw differential in that contest. You're telling me that his colleagues walking off the floor, the other 2 refs, weren't scratching their heads saying, there's something fishy about this. He had an officiating crew that he officiated with. I'm surprised that this did not come out earlier. 2 years this has been going on. His colleagues had to know to a certain degree.
All right, let me take a break here. When we come back, we'll hear from the NBA in the morning. There are reports tonight the NBA was investigating Donaghy for months. So the question, of course, is why did they let him keep working? We'll also talk to Michael a little bit more about what was happening in his world. And later, call it the morning snooze. An anchor